Well, good morning, my friends, and thank you for coming back for all the right reasons. All the right reasons. It is Baby Friday. Woo! Woo! Just a couple sleeps till the weekend. Just a couple sleeps till the weekend. We got a lot of stuff to go through today. As you heard, Michael's mom yesterday on the show, Monkey, she said she wants people just to keep the facts out. She wants people to keep the facts out. Absolutely. Absolutely. I laid off of Michael's case a little bit, as you know, because on the show yesterday, Brandy disclosed to us health issues that she has. So we're going to go through some facts. Hang on one second. I got to sneeze. We're going to go through some facts, and we're going to talk about some very interesting conversations that I had yesterday. Now, put a 1 in chat. I'm going to start with this. If you heard me talking yesterday about Stacey Wondra and calling him fat. Hold on. Amanda Kamar says, Dolly Vision says, you're not telling the truth. I love that man. What are you talking about? Brandy was on the show yesterday. I can call PJ right now. What are you doing trying to stir up trouble? I talked to PJ and Dolly last night. Hang on, I'm gonna call PJ right now. I'm gonna assume this is your name. I'm not in the mood for this shit right now. Hang on, did someone time her out? Hang on, I'm gonna screenshot that and I'm gonna send it over. Because I can tell you right now, Dolly didn't say that because Brandy spoke for herself on the show yesterday. Not today, Satin. Gotta be kidding me. Here, I'm telling some people important stuff. And this chick comes in at 9:04 a.m. Central Time trying to break my balls. So, Amanda Kamar, you got the crown for the week. Please email me for your t-shirt. Really. Man, it's never happened this fast, but hell, you got a trophy. Ridiculous. And how come nobody's ever claimed their Idiot of the Week t-shirt? Well, I've got someone backstage that damn sure will never get Idiot of the Week because she is an awesome person. And I love how she covers cases. I like how she's unbiased and sticks with the facts. Can we give a good old CLL welcome, a hi, hello, howdy to my very good friend, Carrie Moody, True Crime. Good morning, Carrie. I have wanted you on the show for a very long time. Love your work. Love your heart. Talk to me, girlfriend. I have to apologize for that Amanda woman. Normally, I don't get assholes that quick, but I mean, today was the day. So
Yeah, she was fast, wasn't she? Well, good morning, you guys. It's really good to be here. Thank you so much, Brooks. I appreciate it. I've, followed Michael's case. I haven't covered it a whole lot, but I've always, kept up with what was going on with it. But I'm kind of hoping I'll learn a little bit more this morning with you.
Oh, you got that right. Let me tell you. Let's start with the article that came out a couple of years ago. Good morning, ICU. Fruitland. This is from the Idaho Statesman. Police have arrested a woman suspected to be involved in the disappearance of a Fruitland boy and charged with her failure to report a death. Sarah Wandra, 35 of Fruitland, was arrested Friday after police served a search warrant at the Red Wing Street residence she shares with her husband, Stacy. Now, this is the one that said yesterday he was very upset about the super chats that were coming in, which, by the way, are for Brandy Neal, okay? He was upset about that, and he said I kept calling him fat. I don't even remember saying fat. But please correct me if I'm wrong, because I know people come in and say I body shame him. Carrie, you were listening to the show. I see you. You were. Did you hear me sit there and talk about him being fat?
I sure didn't.
Yeah, fat's the least of my worries. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Michael went missing from his front yard half a mile from the Wanderer residence on July 27th, 2021, when he was 5 years old. Police haven't said publicly what evidence they're looking for, but they brought cadaver dogs to search the yard. By Monday afternoon, officials had not said whether they found evidence or remains at the residence. Well, we know now that they know that Michael was at one time in that backyard and was moved to another location. Sarah Wandra was arraigned. She told Judge Brian Lee she understood the allegations made against her, but she maintained they're not correct. When informed of her rights, Wandra said, I don't have any reason to be silent because I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Let's go to the search warrant. According to court documents, police forced entry into Wandra's home around 9:30 p.m. Friday, a couple of years ago. This wasn't recent, where they found Sarah in the living room. She was detained and read a copy of the search warrant. When I got to the portion that read murder, she said, did you just say murder multiple times? A Fruitland police officer wrote in the affidavit. She also said, I've never murdered anyone. Officials said Sarah maintained that she definitely did not kill that boy, but said the Most High God already told me who did it. She reportedly told police, oh, wow, the Most High God just told me that Stacy was the one who killed him and buried him in the yard of the neighbor's house. I'm going to assume that the neighbor she's speaking of is Carson Starkey. Well, they droned. They did all kinds of stuff. Michael was never there. But he was at one time in the Wandra's backyard. Now, before I get to the rest of the article, talking to my friend here, Carrie Moody, who I just adore. I was told yesterday by Stacy Wandra to never, ever, ever mention Sarah, Brandon, or him in regards to the abduction of Michael Vaughn. My words, not his. I said abduction. I said, well, what about Adrian? He said that's irrelevant. But those three. Now, I'm just asking your opinion. Again, this is just an opinion. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's interesting he would say that the other guy is fine to talk about them. But also, I mean, they're all considered suspects. So you're free to talk about whatever you want. Stay so there.
Yes, girlfriend. Say it louder for the ones in the back. This was a public news conference naming Sarah, Stacy, Adrian, and Brandon as suspects in the abduction of Michael Vaughn. Now, I had some very troubling news yesterday. Are you all ready for this? I think I need to play the breaking news clip. Are you guys ready for some breaking news? Anyone? Anyone? You all know you love the breaking news, even though you never get breaking news here. breaking news and shit. All right. So as we know, Stacey Wandra is seeking $80 million in damages for people basically messing up his reputation. He told me yesterday, I better watch my shit, basically, because he's getting ready to add me to the lawsuit. It was tough to sleep last night, Carrie. What would you say if you heard it?
Yeah, I would have been sweating just a little bit. Probably not, but yeah. $80 million in damages. Wow.
Yeah.
He's delusional. He's delusional.
Hmm.
He's never going to win that. He'll never win that.
I just can't wait for them to get into the discovery portion.
Yeah, I don't know that he thought about the discovery portion when he decided this was a good idea. So yeah, I'm all for it. Go for it. And it opens them up for discovery, and then Brandy can get some more answers.
Which is exactly what they need. All right, so after Stacey said, I'm sorry, not Stacey, Sarah said that Stacey had buried Michael in the backyard by the shed. Police said at that point they began hand digging a portion of the Wander's yard based on information received from Stacey. This was very confusing to me the first time I read the article, until after our interviews with Stacey, when he said that he did take a conditionary plea agreement and told the detectives where he was buried. It actually is probably the only truthful thing that Stacey has said, because we know from court records, not speculation, not opinion, that there was a huge fight in the backyard when Tanner Butler went to move that grill because the dog Oakley was always digging holes where they didn't want Oakley to dig. In my opinion, is where that girl was, because Michael was there. Because Sarah started beating Tanner Butler up with a damn dog bone. Sarah Wander was arrested and told police, God just told me that Stacey was the one who did it, adding that she knew the body was in the neighbor's yard because that's what Stacey just told me. Then she corrected herself and said that's what God told her, according to the affidavit. She allegedly reiterated to police that she had nothing to do with Michael's disappearance. She said her husband buried Michael in the backyard by the shed, but she wasn't the one who actually harmed the boy. She said instead that a man identified only as Adrian had been the one that had done it, and he was too scared to tell anybody. Now, again, this is public knowledge. This is easily found on Google. I was trying to explain to Fat Bastard yesterday. I said, anytime you Google Michael Vaughn, your names pop up. So what are you doing suing me? The hell is going on here? What do you think, Carrie?
I don't know. Like I said, I think he's just delusional. I'm surprised that does he have an attorney on that lawsuit? I'm surprised an attorney would even take it to begin with. Because law enforcement has publicly said that they're all suspects. So
100%.
What you're saying is things out of his own mouth, things that they've told law enforcement, and he doesn't, I don't think, stands a chance in hell with that. The other two, now for people like myself and maybe others that aren't, we don't know quite as much about the case as you do. The other two, have they been spoken to? I mean, what's going on with those two?
Oh, multiple times.
They have.
Multiple times. All of them have been. Matter of fact, I mean, Brandon about shit his britches when the FBI went to his work place in Montana.
And they've submitted everything to the DA. They just don't have enough yet, or
Twice. And in my opinion, only my opinion, I think the DA is not moving yet because there's more evidence that he needs. Now, people are calling in There's tips coming in all the time, and it's not like the Sebastian case, okay, where they're YouTube tips, okay? There's a huge circle of these derelicts, okay? And I think they're all going to start turning on each other. They have contacts in many different states. Many. Question. Diana Bond, have they done polygraphs yet with all of them involved? Yeah. According to Stacy, he passed his, but Sarah and Brandon failed theirs. Now, Adrian, I don't know. But Sarah flat out said that Stacy and Adrian are the ones that harmed Michael. Now, a few days after Michael's disappearance, Sarah put this on TikTok.
I think it's infoliated.
There is now, because I just made that shit up.
Babe, what'd you say?
I feel exfoliated.
Exfoliating is exfoliating your skin.
Oh, well, I feel infoliated then.
There's no such thing as infoliated.
There is now, because I just made that shit up.
Nasty bastard. But she made a point to put on TikTok that he was scrubbing up. There is a whole social media timeline of Sarah and Stacy. One that really got my attention, and I hate to tell the four suspects. Myself personally, I'm going to speak for my friend Carrie here. I'm going to speak for all of you. None of us knew these four roamed the earth. None of us knew. We didn't know who they were. It was law enforcement that named them as suspects. August 1st, 2021, Stacy Wondra updated his profile picture. That's a picture of Michael. Yes, my friends. That is a picture of Michael Vaughn. November 2nd, 2021, Sarah Wondra said, "Watch out. You all are walking into traps. Guard your children. Take it from me. I promise." That's not even the tip of the iceberg, my friends. Not even the tip. Let's take a second to see what an amazing mama Brandy is with Michael. Because I had some comments yesterday that I did not feel the need to reply to that were basically just deleted. And no matter how these people have been around this channel, they won't be back. We'll talk about that on Discord.
Okay, listen, Mama, don't touch nothing else with that hand. You can only touch with this hand, okay?
Okay. Can I touch one?
Okay, touch your pen. Can you feel how hot that is? Stay back from the stove.
It doesn't feel hot.
Yeah, but it'll feel hot. Take it out. Okay, stay back, stay back.
Real homemade cookies. We made real
We
homemade.
made real homemade cookies.
Can you touch
Don't touch with the other hand.
Aww. If I could grab one.
No, with that. You gotta let them rest.
Aww, I gotta let the cookies rest.
Yeah, 'cause it's hot.
Mm. I'm gonna put two of those on, so
Okay,
can you put two of
put your
those
glove on.
Okay.
Got your glove? You want me to carry it and we'll put them on the cooling pan
Yeah, cooling pan. What's a cooling pan?
or the cooling rack? Yeah, get down. Okay,
Now go.
got your glove?
Can you taste that?
No, don't touch the cookies, we touch the pan.
Oh.
Put the glove on. Don't touch anything else. Don't, no, there you go. All right.
Gosh, he is just so stinking cute.
We'll take our glove off and let that cool for a few minutes, okay?
No, I gotta keep my glove on so I can grab the homemade cookie. Okay.
Okay.
I need the other one on too.
You have two gloves? You ta-da-da. Look, I made real cookies.
What a horrible, horrible thing to do to this family. Now, Carrie, did you hear the show yesterday?
I did.
As we know, the Vaughn family is going through what a lot of people call the Book of Job. And her health is bad. She has stage 3 liver disease. Her son has been abducted. Her father has cancer. And then on top of that, Stacy gets upset with me because he says people are calling him fat. Holy shit. Yeah. If you missed the show yesterday, go catch up. I hate, like you, Carrie, I'm not going to bring it up right now, when horrible things happen to good people. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But I mean, Stacy, Brandon, Adrian, Sarah have said plenty for us to see that they are, I'm just going to say, obvious suspects in Michael's disappearance. Now, Carrie, what do you know about the case? What do you think about the case?
I know pretty much I would say all the basic facts. I don't think I've listened to all of Brandy's interviews. I listened to a lot of the ones that you did with Stacy and a couple other people did with them. I mean, yeah, I think that what law enforcement has given us, what law enforcement has said, I think all 4 are very guilty. I do wonder, like I cover the Kansas case extensively. I have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that law enforcement knows so much and they have so much evidence against them, but yet they, even with like a plea deal. So what was that with Stacy? I think you said something about he had discussed a plea deal and all he did was tell them where Michael was. Was that the case?
According to Stacy, when he was on this show, and he's probably listening right now, can you all take a second and tell Stacy hi? Everyone, give a big shout out to Stacy because he's listening. Stacy, leave a super chat, please. That'd be great. He said it was a conditional plea agreement to find Michael's body. So I think it was 15 and 7. He would serve 15 and then probation for 7 years. However, when they went to the house and they did the extensive excavation, Michael had been moved.
Right.
Stacy didn't know. Now, I can't accuse anyone, but I can certainly speculate that it seems to me that after Stacy and Sarah went to jail the first time back in the spring of 2022, I believe. I don't have all my dates together. I believe that the 2 people that were living in the house, who are Brandon Shurtleff and Randy Strickland, I think they moved Michael. Where, I don't know. No idea. But obviously, they didn't bring a phone because there's no phone pings. And they're not talking. But they have said a lot.
Yeah, they really have, and I agree with you. Based on what we know, they look pretty guilty. They at least look really guilty.
I don't do a prosecuting attorney's job. God help you all if I did. It seems to me that the prosecuting attorney wants more because he's had 2 probable cause affidavits presented to him. The initial one, and then according to a news article, another one because they had more evidence. Now, I don't know what's going on with the grand jury, if they would rather have more finality, as in, where's Michael?
Right.
I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. That's kind of where I was going with that. Is that possibly what that final piece of their puzzle is that they feel they need, that the charges will stick, whatever charges they present, because otherwise it just feels a little strange that they have all this, they presented it twice and there's still nothing. Although I'd rather it take 8 years and get solid, convictions that won't be overturned, and the family gets justice that way. But we also want Michael found at the same time. So that's possibly what they are waiting on.
I agree 100%. And hell, girl, you and I both live in Oklahoma. We know how many unsolved cases are around here, even though they know who did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I was comparing with the Kansas mom's case, but in that case, we did have, one or two people that said where the bodies were. So you can't really compare the two. My guess is that is what they're waiting on, and that just one person that has more information out there that needs to step up.
I agree. Well, little by little, they have been trickling out information. This is what Brandon said. This was clipped by Navalis, who, in my opinion, did a superior job for Michael. And this is from when Jonathan Lee Riches was talking to Brandon when he was drinking Coors Banquet beer in the hot tub.
Here that day, I spent the night there because I came in towing my car from my mom's to their house.
Okay, I already have to pause it. We know now that car was gifted to Brandon by his mom, Tina, in April of 2021. However, the day of Michael's abduction was the day they just had to get it towed over. There was plenty of vehicles there to drive, but they had to do it then. In my opinion, that was for deflection. Hey, we've been towing this car. We haven't been around, that type of thing. And Tina knows things too, because the canine dogs hit at her house. She was snarky enough to say they smelled poop.
Oh, wow.
You know as well as I do, those dogs aren't there to smell poop.
Mm-hmm.
We woke up and had breakfast and watched TV and coffee, and then we went, me and Sarah.
That's another thing. Was there a TV there or not? They kind of did everything in the house Rent-A-Center style. So if they got tired of watching the TV or got tired of paying the bill, the TV would go back to Rent-A-Center. So Brandon says they're watching TV. Stacy says the TV was gone because Sarah was having one of her episodes where she thought the devil was talking to them through the TV. So which is it? I think I'm going to notice a damn TV missing out of my damn house. Eating breakfast, taking a shower, watching TV, those are normal activities. Nobody should have confusion on that. What do you think, Carrie?
Yeah, those should be really easy things to remember. Not hard at all.
Sarah and one of her other friends that was there visiting for like a week or so because he came in from the airport. He was Adrian.
Okay, that's another lie. Well, I don't know. Will we ever know? Brandon says a friend was there visiting. He came in through the airport. Stacy tells us he was living behind a dumpster in another town, and Sarah brought him home. Now, yesterday when I spoke to Stacy, he was adamant. Do not talk about Sarah, Brandon, or Stacy in regards to Michael's case, even though it's all over the internet, their local news, you name it. Why not Adrian? The smartest thing Adrian can do is turn state's witness and help.
Absolutely. Yes. Because it doesn't sound like Stacy and Sarah are going to be helping Adrian anytime soon.
No. And everybody that was in that flop house was there for Sarah's enjoyment. You see, there was a love triangle, allegedly, going on between Stacy, Sarah, and Brandon. And sometimes Adrian would get the sloppy thirds.
So nasty. Sorry. These four, oh my gosh, it's just gross.
Mhm. You've heard of sloppy seconds, but could you imagine passing that around?
Oh my.
Nasty bastards.
And he had like kind of an afro. And we went and did kind of a YouTube video that day where we were trying to make music and kind of like a car crash scene. And we were hanging out with him doing that earlier. And then after that, me, Adrian, and Sarah went to Applebee's where we dropped him off there.
And they did. They did drop Adrian off at Applebee's. Confirmed. Certainly did. He was going to meet a family member, not 100% verified, but, we'll have to see about that later. This is at the Applebee's. Hang with me. July 27th, 2021, 4:47 p.m. There is some guy with an afro, according to Brandon, because he's so eloquent, outside of the Applebee's. Obviously, you don't have to wear a suit and tie to go into the Applebee's, but you know what I'm saying. Somebody made a point to snap that picture, and I don't think Sarah or Brandon are scrapbookers, if you know what I mean. I don't think they really want to keep up with Adrian's tender moments. But Adrian has had a lot to say because he goes by Adrian Lucifer around the internet.
Mm.
He went after his so-called friends and said, liar, trying to set me up. Now, again, Stacy told me, don't bring up Sarah, Brandon, or him. He said Adrian is irrelevant. We'll get to that in a minute.
After me and Sarah got a chicken sandwich and a soda pop over there at the Popeyes. Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was going to buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her, but he said, my family's here, I want to see him, so I'm going to go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them, or lunch with them real quick, and then give me a little bit of time to do that, and then you guys come back and get me. We did that, and in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored just kind of driving around the mall, and we didn't know what.
Just kind of driving around the mall, he said. Now, remember, the pressure was on, my friends. The pressure was on. Sarah wanted a child. We know that Stacy was seen parked outside of the splash pad. We know that the taxi ride into Oregon was made up because he was seen outside of another splash pad in another town. So, opinion only, what do you think they had going on that day, my friend Carrie?
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like they were, actually looking for a child for Sarah. Adrian, his account of that day is sure awfully, it's very detailed. So are there a lot of discrepancies in what he has said, or is most of what he said factual as far as we know?
As far as we know, we don't. That's, that's in the investigators' folders. We've really only heard from Brandon and Stacy, and they have two totally different accounts of the day. One watched TV. The other one said there is no TV. There's a lot of discrepancies.
And I'm sorry, I said Adrian. This is Brandon speaking right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Brandon, he knew a lot of details from that day. I would think he's either telling the truth about all the details, or he sure has made up a lot of details, which doesn't You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like he remembered it pretty clearly anyway.
No, you are so right, because when people make things up, they forget their lies.
Yeah.
what to do. So I drove back over to my house to get a water bottle and fill it up with water to bring back over to their house because I didn't like their water.
Okay, another discrepancy. As we spoke with Stacy about this, what was the big deal of Brandon going to his mom's house to get water because he didn't like their water? He was like, he drank our water all the time. I think they were looking for a place to keep a child until things settled down. Again, just my opinion. Just like they had to go all the way to Kuna to tow the car back. However, they brought a duffel bag, which Stacy was very eloquent to tell me wasn't big enough to put a human body in. Well, not big enough to put his human body in. And they were doing laundry. While they have a washer and dryer right there in Fruitland. And Sarah advertised that she had her own laundry business. Can someone help me with this? Who the hell is going to go that far to do laundry when you got a washing machine right there? And then the next morning, they went back, only Sarah and Brandon, to take the clothes out of the washer and put them in the dryer. I think they went back to get not Brandon, sorry. I think they went back to get Michael. I think Michael was there overnight at Tina's house.
Wow. Yeah, I remember watching, I think it was when Stacy was on your show and he was talking about the laundry, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's where I heard it from. And I remember then thinking, well, that's awful strange. How many of us do that? And why? Why would they do that?
No one. No one.
Shoot, no, I'm not leaving my house unless I have to. I'm using my own damn washer and dryer. It doesn't make any sense.
No shit. And hell, the thing is Sarah is such a mama's girl. If they were having laundry issues, her mom would have come and picked up all their dirty drawers and washed them at her house.
Yeah.
Hold on, Daphne. When did Brandon leave for Montana? I believe in the summer of 2022. Don't quote me, but that's what I recollect.
And then during that time, after that, we came back to the mall and we picked up Adrian, me and Sarah, and then all three of us, Sarah, Adrian, and I, we hopped in the car and we went back to the Fruitland house. I think it was around like 6 or 7 at night. We were in that little Toyota 2016 Toyota Corolla. It's the blue one. So I asked them earlier that day if we could use their pickup to go to my house, my mom's house, and get my Mercedes Benz and tow it back over there so I could work on it if I was going to be hanging out over there.
Yeah, I'm sure he got that thing up and rolling. Brandon doesn't, appear to me to be Mr. German engineering. All right, so he says between 6 and 7. The timeline, I'm going to say roughly, is between 6:30 and 7 o'clock of Michael's abduction. We know that the dogs hid southwest in Arizona. We know that Stacy said he saw a child and he stopped right there to put power steering fluid in the truck that they were taking to go tow the piece of shit Mercedes. Okay. Now, what's interesting to me is that the child that Stacy describes has morphed. This child goes from looking like Michael Vaughn playing with a toy, he said, in a neighbor's yard. Well, how would you know? If you don't know this child, how do you know that's not his yard? To could be a girl to an 11-year-old Mexican. This is what Stacy said. No.
I remember him saying that too. Yeah, he's backtracking like crazy. And nothing about Michael looks like a little girl. Nothing at all. He looks like the average all-American little boy.
Nope, you said it 100% correctly. Yep. And if you are such a master mechanic and you know you've got some power steering issues, are you not going to put the fluid in before you leave to go tow? But he stops right when they see this little boy in a neighbor's yard. So obviously they knew who belonged to who. They stopped right there. Put the power steering fluid in, and that would be the timeline from when Michael disappeared. Now, I've told this story a million times, and I'm going to tell it a million more times. When Kat brought me this case several years ago, I started going through news articles, and I kept getting abduction, 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 abduction. I saw one article, J.D. Huff, when he said every day that goes by, it becomes increasingly more obvious that this was an abduction. So then, at that time, the timeline wasn't as tight as it is now. But I'm like, no, hold on. Crime and cleanup takes a very, very long time. Okay? Unless Tyler Vaughn is Batman, no way could he accomplish this. And I think I said that on my first show about Michael Vaughn. And there's always going to be those people that say that Tyler and Brandy must have done it. How, I don't know, but I can't help stupidity. What do you say to those people, Carrie?
Well, it seems the thing to do these days is to make sure that at least one parent's blamed for their child being missing, which has got to be the most horrific thing any parent could go through. I can't imagine not knowing for 3 years. I just can't. I don't know how they do it. But there is nothing that points towards Tyler. There never has been. And, 5-year-olds do walk out the door. I said that last night. Mine did it too. And I had the child safety locks at the very top of my doors. And that little shit found a way to get out at 3. He was only 3. I looked everywhere for probably 15 or 20 minutes for him. So no, we don't always all call the cops right away either, because I'm thinking he's hiding. I'm going to find him, right? Mm-hmm. And finally I open up my front door and that little turd is in a diaper, no shoes, no socks, no clothes, just a diaper, running around this little park we had. And somehow I was changing a diaper too. And he had found a way to put a little chair that was just tall enough that he could stand on it and reach that top lock. I would have never dreamt he could do that. So it happens. And we need to be more aware that it does happen. And I'm sure Tyler felt so much guilt. And I know he took a lot of heat for not talking in the beginning or not talking much. But man, I don't blame him. And sometimes it's just difficult to talk. It really is. So Brandy has just been the strength of the family, and I'm sure she has, Tyler is her strength. So there's nothing that points towards those parents at all.
Yeah, it seems to me that they definitely lean on each other, which is a healthy mm-hmm. thing to do. The problem is because someone doesn't talk, as we have learned over the years, there's normally a reason for that. And, we can get up in arms going, well, why aren't they saying anything? Why aren't they saying anything? Why aren't they saying anything? But then we find out later they were told by law enforcement not to.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. And I know a lot of people and the viewers don't always believe it when we say that. But I mean, as well, Brooks, I know many families that have told me they're told not to talk, not to do those interviews. Mm-hmm. So it does not to search. That's another thing, not to search. And I know that we all say, well, there's nothing that could stop me, but you don't know what you'd be like in that situation. And most of us would probably trust law enforcement more than we're going to trust ourselves. You're in such a state of shock, you don't even really realize what the hell is going on anyway. So those things we need to consider for sure with parents.
Well, that's the very first thing that, Tyler did. How can he be outside looking for his son and committing a murder and a cover-up at the same time? There's just no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, how can he be? I mean, he's running around like a chicken without a head, yelling for Michael. But again, we can't deal with those people.
They're doing the taxi business. Yeah, I remember going to the gas station. We were probably at the gas station filling up like right at 7. We came back over there, and then right as soon as we were getting the car back to the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood was on high alert looking for the little boy, Michael.
Okay, there was 2 trips to the gas station. All right. So at 7 is after Michael had already been abducted. Okay. So this is them going out of town. Now, Stacy sent me all of his Google coordinates from that night. Because he kept saying it was dark when they got back in. Many people were like, no, hold on. At that time of night, it wasn't dark. Well, according to what he has sent to me and other people, they got in after 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so Brandon says neighborhood's on high alert, missing little boy. So with all this going on, now he lied about using Carson's truck because Carson said, no, nobody used my truck. No one's going to use my truck. He said they went down to the river to see if Michael was there. Mind you, when they got back, it's dark. Then he said they went to get milk. Him and Sarah. Who do you think needed milk? At that time of night.
Vaughn, and they said he went missing right that day earlier, right before we came in with the car we were towing. And then right as soon as that happened, I went out and tried to look for the kid with Sarah. We got in her little Toyota car and drove to the gas station and drove around after we got out of the pickup, and then tried to look in the field to see if he went down by the river or if he could be out just wandering lost. And, that's what hit my mind first. And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this and that and came back. And then
we did this and that and came back. So we searched the river, right? We thought the child could be down by the river. Then we went and got some milk. Do they look like milk drinkers to you, Carrie? Do they look like people that need to keep their bones unbrittle at 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, no. And they also don't appear to me to be the type that's going to be out searching for anything either. They really don't.
Brandon also said, as they were coming back into the neighborhood, Sarah said, a little boy named Michael Vaughn is missing. Do any of you know where he's at? Well, how would they if they'd been with her the whole day? See, again, this is something that Brandon sprinkled on. Stacy, when he was speaking with Morgan Romero with their local news station in Idaho, he said he was told when they got into the neighborhood that Michael had been abducted. They didn't have evidence of an abduction at that time. No way. No way, Jose. And then he corrected himself. Said, I didn't mean abducted. I meant missing.
right when we got back, Carson had his pickup next door with a light bar on it. So I said, hey, we need to start this up and kind of go look in the neighborhood and the farmer field and the river. We got to go find this missing person report that just came out, you know?
Thank you, Pat K. Me love you long time. Me love you long time. So, I mean, if they want the facts, we've got the facts, and these facts come from their mouths. Now, I did tell Stacy yesterday, I don't know how to edit. I don't clip. I don't do things like that. This is things that he has said. Has anyone ever gotten the vibe that I manipulate information to make people look worse. I tend to just stick with what law enforcement has put out and what the people that are involved have said themselves. And Carrie, from what I gather, you do the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, but if it's their words, it's their words. That's not your problem or your fault. I mean, it's what they said.
Now, our girl Spirit Seeker clipped this from our interviews with the beautiful Stacy Wandera. Not fat at all. Don't ever call him fat. But before we get to it, let's take a second to look at Michael.
Whoa! Whoa!
Monkey.
He's fighting with his shadow. Giddy up.
He is so stinking cute.
Is he not full of energy? Just
Gosh,
bundle of joy.
absolutely.
And also, everyone, Stacy's watching. I'm telling you, he's at the homeless shelter right now. He's watching. He says not to bring up him, Brandon, or Sarah, and not to call him fat. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Second, because the toe strap came undone. It snapped because Sarah jolted the truck and snapped the toe strap. So I had to, we had to pull over, and then I had to reattach or tie the toe strap back together.
Anyone here ever towed a car? What he's describing is impossible.
And then Sarah, I think, used the restroom on the side of the road like she usually did when we had no access to a restroom. But then that was the only time we had stopped.
So she couldn't hold it long enough to get to a convenience store after she had already taken a big dump and a big piss at Tina's house. Toe strap breaks. You stop in the road to tie it together. She goes out on the side of the road and takes a big one. All right, Carrie, help me out here.
I don't know about that one. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't she use a bathroom at Brandon's mom's house?
She did.
Oh, okay.
Her bladder is ridiculous. I've never met somebody who has to pee as much as her.
Yeah, well, you haven't met me.
Maybe not.
My friend Kat, who's in here, she'll tell you I'm like a.
Thank you. Doing the best I can. I want people to know, like, I'm not this evil monster that, people are making me out to be. I don't have the capability or mentally.
So Brandon's.
Ouch.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Brandon's, I guess, ex-employer said he's basically like a
Brandon's ex-employers. I don't know that. Mentally stable.
at Brandon's mom's house. You said Sarah used the bathroom. Did she walk in the front door, or how did she get in?
Through the garage.
Now, I want to talk about this as he's going. Okay. He is diagnosed with explosive temper disorder, whatever that is. They went through the garage because there's cameras on the front door. Now, according to Stacy, it's because Tina did not want Brandon there while she was gone. Bull hockey, okay? Because Tina looks at Brandon like he's a 7-year-old getting off the school bus. They didn't want to be seen, in my opinion. He knew the key code to get into the garage. Why would your son, who you don't want at your house, know any code to get into anything? So he knows the code to get in through the garage. Through there, they had the duffel bag and started doing laundry, and Brandon changed his clothes.
I hope that washer and dryer were tested. I'm sure they were.
Well, the dogs hit on something. They certainly did. They absolutely certainly did. It's just not looking good for them. And eventually, I mean, it will be solved. The authorities will find Michael.
Yes, they will.
The authorities will have ironclad evidence what these freaks have done. Allegedly, but they are suspects. And I think there's got to be more people involved. You can't tell me with that weirdo Caesar Garudo that was hanging out with them. He's not somewhere involved. With this whole cast of characters they have around them, you cannot tell me there's not more people involved.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think that there's, at least one or two other people that have knowledge of something, and that is what law enforcement probably needs to bring it to a close. The laundry really bothers me, and sorry if you're watching, Stacy, but you have your own washer and dryer. It sounds to me like a dumb criminals act. Like we're gonna go wash our clothes at somebody else's house so they don't, find out at our house kind of thing. And there are criminals that really are just that dumb. That's what that sounds like anyway.
Well, Tina, who is Brandon Shirtliff's mother, spoke to a reporter at KTVB, a local station there in Idaho. Shirtliff's mother, Tina, told KTV in a message that police came knocking at her door and their cadaver dog alluded to something on her property. She said the dog smelled poop outside near her crawl space. Now, we've heard about 2 different crawl spaces. Brandon's mother's home, and Brandon said a lot about the crawl space at Sarah and Stacy's home. Anyway, smelled poop outside near her crawl space from her leaky toilet. According to Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, cadaver dogs do not alert on human feces and are not trained to find it. Yeah. No shit and no pun intended. Is it like one of those garage doors that you hit the button and the garage door comes up? Or is it one of those like where you pull it up?
No, it was the garage door button.
Who had the garage door opener?
He knows the code to the the little thing that's on the side of the garage.
Okay, so right there. They said we can't use the front door, even though Brandon has a key. Brandon's welcome at his mama's house anytime. That's her baby boy. Let me tell you. That's her baby boy. This is like a Roberta Laundrie and Brian Laundrie situation. She is in love with Brandon. And I don't mean in a sexual way. She gave him the Mercedes. She keeps his room all neat and tidy. The whole 9 yards. So if she doesn't want him at the house, how is the passcode to get into the garage still known to Brandon? Come on. You all smell what I'm stepping in. It didn't go through the front because of the camera.
That opens the garage door. The pin you put in, the code opener.
Is there any cameras on his mom's house?
Yeah, on the front, but it doesn't cover the. She went through the.
Wiz, I think you misunderstood me. Wiz said Brandon wasn't even supposed to be in his mother's house. That is not true. His mother has absolutely zero issue with her son being there. If she didn't want him there, then she would change the locks and he wouldn't have the codes to get in and out. What do you think, Carrie? Carrie? Oh, Carrie.
Oops, sorry,
Far
my mic
silent.
was mute. Sorry
Oh,
about
you're
that.
okay, buddy. You're okay, girl.
Were you starting that, or did you ask me a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, does it make sense to you? If you don't want someone in your house, would you give them the passcode to get in?
Hell no. In fact, my parents have somebody they don't want in their house. It's a family member, and that family member had to come out here recently. And let me tell you, my parents are in their 80s, and they went and changed all the locks on their doors. So yeah, that code would have been changed real quick.
Real quick. It's a freaking app on your phone. All you do is just change it. But he knew the code. But he made sure, Brandon said, we're not going through the front because that's where the cameras were.
Yeah.
But he knows the code. Garage door opens up. He goes in, throws his clothes in the laundry, brings in a duffel bag. Yeah, I think we can put that one together.
The garage, and she only has cameras on the front of her door.
And that was the day that Michael was abducted.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Oh man.
How come Brandon wasn't living with his mom? Well, that's a different story. And let me remind you again, do not call Stacy fat. It really upset him yesterday.
First things first, where's your shitter? I've got a turtle head poking in. I got a crap on deck that could choke a donkey. Oh.
Okay, so this is from my conversation with Stacy yesterday. It's not the full conversation. It has all been sent to the authorities. Yes, I can record suspects. We're a one-party state. Did you know that? Carrie, no, I'm sorry. We're a two-party state. So you have to have permission to record someone. But in cases like a suspect or someone that says, yeah, record me, then have at it. So this is what the Slim and Trim Stacy said yesterday. Now, it's going to hurt some feelings, and that's not what I want to do, because I adore my friend Justin. He's got a great channel over there. Love his monkey. I adore Josh from the lab. I adore Dolly and PJ. And it does hurt me, when I hear people say things about my friends, I mean, I do have a heart. You know what I'm saying, Carrie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get ready. He'll be bringing you up soon because you're on panel.
Woohoo!
Oh,
You're
gosh,
the whole
no.
reason why people Brooks, your fucking podcasting channel is ridiculously fucking huge. You got all your little fucking butt buddy fucking followers that sit there and follow you because you do nothing but talk shit and you beat people into fucking nothing but a fucking mystery. What y'all don't fucking realize is there's a reason they don't have any charges brought against us.
Okay, Stacy, that is called 8th grade civics. The reason there's no charges yet is because they're looking for more evidence, but you all are still the named suspects. Now, raise your hand if you are a butt fucking follower of mine, okay? Because that's awesome. That's awesome. We've been called a lot of things.
He's an angry guy, for sure. He's an angry one.
Oh yeah, I'm reaching out the other day just to see how our old buddy Stacy's doing since he got out of the pokey. Look at that, Britt, me, yeah, right there, BFF, that fucking follower. Look at that, ICU, hashtag it, BFF, that fucking follower. There you go, love it. Reaching out to her old slim and trim Stacy. What's going on? Where are you at? And he's like, fuck you, Brooks. I'm not doing your fucking podcast. And I'm like, whoo, he is angry today for some reason. Oh, he also said he's just enjoying life. That's great. I would certainly, could you imagine living in a homeless shelter with a government phone, enjoying life?
But, you're so oblivious to any of this fucking shit other than what, your little things about fucking posting my fucking lawsuit all over the fucking media and, whatever else.
It was on Google.
It's petty.
It was on Google.
I don't give a fuck if it was on Google. I don't give a fuck, no.
Yeah, it's from the Argus. It's from the Argus Observer.
I know exactly who the lawsuit's from. I'm the one that fucking filed it. And don't think for 1 second that I'm not following through on it.
Super duper. True Crime Beat said it's news, bitch. It's in the news. He says, I'm blasting it everywhere. I put it on a community tab and we spoke about it yesterday. His feelers are hurt. What should we do, Carrie? Do you have any extra cash? We can send him 2-foot-long Jimmy John subs, extra Italian dressing, creamy Italian, and all the fixins. Anyone? Okay, I guess no one has any extra cash. All right, so Carrie, what do you think?
Well, the lawsuit, yeah, it's on Google. I pulled it up last night as well. I don't know what he expected when you file an $80 million lawsuit and you're a suspect in a case. You don't expect people to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Wandera versus United States of America has been assigned to Judge Amanda Brailsford. An order of conditional filing was filed. This is the good part. He alleges that every day he gets verbal threats and he's called horrible names like murderer, kidnapper, and chomo. Oh, okay. Super duper. I didn't call him that. Well, good. Do it.
Yes,
honestly.
I would highly, I'm telling you this right now. I would highly suggest watching the shit you put on fucking podcasting. And I'm telling you this not only to fucking prevent you from any future fucking any more damage of what's going to happen, but I am telling you right now, if you do not stop destroying my name and you're just making up a bunch of shit, that ain't fucking true based off speculation, I promise you, it's not going to look good in the long run when my lawyer is coming after you and about all the other 150 fucking podcasters for your fucking assets, your property, your fucking houses, your jobs, your vehicles. I don't give a fuck.
Woo. Okay, so he's coming after jobs. He doesn't like to work, so I'm not worried about that. Houses, assets, the whole 9 yards. Everyone. He's going after Justin. He's going after Josh. Again, Carrie, he's gonna have an issue with you pretty soon because you're on here and all you're doing is talking about the facts. Who in here is scared? Anyone scared? Carrie scared. Are you scared, Carrie? I still can't get over the whole he's suing the USA.
Yeah, I'm not too scared, but I agree with Kim G. That's like that's the devil's voice. He's really, really angry. Good for you for talking to him though.
Yeah. Getting sued. He's going to take everything.
Okay? What you guys are doing ain't cool. And don't think for 1 second it's not going to happen. So I advise you right now, this is my warning to you to cease and desist from here on out. Otherwise, my lawyer is going to be contacting each and every one of you. And trust me, I've already gotten all the legwork.
Okay, so he's done all the legwork. His attorney's going to be reaching out. Okay. Kimberly Mann said he is so fat he can't even wipe his own ass. That was a very sad day. We were supposed to do a show with Stacy. He was in the bathroom and some guard or something kept knocking on the bathroom door and I kept hearing flush, flush, flush. I think Justin called me that morning and I told him, I said, the dude's taking, he's dropping deuces right now. Okay. He's dropping spades in the potty. And I just kept hearing flush, flush, flush. And this guard was like, get your fucking fat ass out of there. You've been in there long enough. Walking Dead said, I remember that. Yeah. I don't like people knocking on the door when I'm using the potty. So I give that one to Stacy.
I don't give a fuck how you think you can justify it, but what you guys are doing is illegal and it's unjust. I don't care how you see it, how you think you get fucking, your little super chat, fucking whatever it is.
There it is. We raised a lot of money yesterday for Michael Vaughn's family. And as you can see, pinned at the top, and I hope you all share this, we have their Amazon wish list. Okay. It just takes one thing off of Brandy and Tyler's plate that they don't have to worry about for Christmas. They just have to, wrap presents. The super chats weren't to me. They were to Brandy. Uh-oh, he's calling. Hang on. What's up, brother? He hung up. Okay. I guess he doesn't want to talk. Here, I thought we were friends.
How you make your little buck or two, but it ain't gonna fucking fly anymore. And go ahead, I don't give a fuck. Run it all over the fucking, run your mouth just like you do every other fucking time. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, I
But
follow
promise you,
facts and I let people talk for themselves. And yeah, that's a published article from the Argus Observer. Are you going to sue them?
I'm not talking that. This is a whole separate thing. The whole fact of what you are doing with this fucking case, just because of based off of a fucking assumption or an allegation, I know so much shit that you don't know. And I'm glad you don't know.
Well, tell us.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Absolutely. And if he would tell law enforcement What he hasn't told, you might get a sweet little deal.
I have said that to him. Why don't you turn state's witness?
Yep.
You may not know where Michael is, but you know something more that can help them. I know so much shit that you don't know. How can you know anything if you're not involved? Carrie, if a child goes missing around Oklahoma and we get an Amber Alert on our phone, guess who they're not going to ask? You and me, because we don't freaking know.
Right. Yeah.
But he says he knows so much shit. Really? I hope Lord Ass calls back. Come on, Crisco Buns.
Yeah, I know two people in another case. Sorry, I know two people in another case that are about to get a very, very, very sweet deal. So I'm really not joking when I say that. People can do horrendous things, but if you turn state's witness and give them what they need to prosecute the case, you just might be one of those gets that really sweet deal.
Look at what we have seen in these other cases. Look at the sweet deal they gave to Harley, Gannon Stout's stepsister.
Yeah.
They gave her a proffer agreement. Okay. We look at the case of Herman Montgomery. They were passing them out like bubble gum on Halloween. You got a proffer. You got a proffer. You got a proffer. You got a proffer. So why doesn't Crisco Cakes go ahead and just turn state's witness?
Yep.
Or call back. Can everyone encourage Stacy to call back? I know he doesn't have anything to do right now. It's not lunchtime.
Fucking circle of little fucking wannabe fucking friends who sit there and fucking are nothing more than just a gossip fucking world.
Now this really hurts my feelings. Wannabe fucking friends. Are we not friends here, my friends? Am I living in some ulterior universe? I consider Carrie my friend. I consider Chrissy my friend. I consider Susan my friend. Angie Baby, preschool granny. Angie Baby, Texas Angel. Pat K. She has to hear my big old fat flapping mouth all the time. Angel P. Come on, are we not friends here? Want to be friends. Does he want to sit with us? ICU. I'll buy him 2 footlongs if you call back Stacy. All right, I'll call him right now. Give me a second. All right, give me just 1 second. Now, ICU, I'm going to tell you, he says some really rude things about Justin, and I didn't like it. It really upset me. Where are you, Stacy? Okay, here we go.
The number you are trying to reach is no longer in service.
What an asshole. Then how are you calling me? Are you kidding me? How sad.
Y'all should go on Glee. Or go play on Gossip Girl or some shit like that, because you guys are doing really well.
Well, I think what it comes down to, and hear me out.
Listen.
I mean, there's a little boy that's missing.
Okay, good for you. And
No,
I
it
wasn't
has
involved
nothing-
in
it
either
has
with
nothing
Sarah or
to-
Brandon or Adrian.
To do with
And I
me.
don't. No, I'm not dealing with this. Okay, I'm not.
Wow, good for you. Damn.
How sad. I'm sitting there telling him, there's a little boy that's missing. And he goes, okay, good for you. What? This little boy is missing. He has been taken from his family. He was abducted July 27th, 2021. And what Stacy doesn't want, I'm going to tell you this right now. I can tell you right now. He does not want Brandon to come on this channel. Or any channel, not just mine, any of them. Because, real quick, somebody's going to turn on someone. But for some reason, Stacy's very defensive of Brandon and Sarah. Remember, he was sitting out on the couch while Brandon was getting it on with Sarah. It must have looked like laying a toothpick on a hamburger bun back there. But he's sitting on the couch and he's listening to the whole, oh, Brandon, you're so much better than Stacy. Spread those cheeks. He's listening to all that. He's just sitting there eating a bucket of chicken. I think he had chicken and Cheetos that night.
Not talking. I've already talked to you. I've told my story 100 times. And guess what? The story's never fucking changed.
All right. He said the stories have never changed. Did we not hear discrepancies earlier? Is there a TV? Not a TV. Between 6 and 7 or not? Went to get milk? Went to get gas? Has anyone heard a difference in the two stories? I know Carrie has. I know ICU has. We can write a whole thesis on the two different stories between the two men that are in this love triangle with Sarah that are trying to protect her. The best thing those two can do is talk to law enforcement and tell them what's going on. Thank you very much, Diana Howery. I love you.
And there's a reason, obviously a very, very clear reason, why there has yet to be any fucking charges, nor will there be. And I don't give a fuck. Run your little fucking mouth around fucking podcasting and everybody else, because I don't give a fuck. Because at this point right now, I've documented it just now on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already recorded the date and time that I fucking made you aware to cease and desist. So go ahead and continue fucking talking your mouth like you always fucking do. Because I promise you, remember, it ain't going to be your fucking money. It's going to be your fucking assets that I'm coming after. And my lawyer will be in touch very, very soon. I promise.
Man, I hate to break it. I hate to break it to Stacy. My assets come with debt. And he ain't got no job. Okay? You know what I'm saying? ICU said, I'll file bankruptcy. He won't get anything. Are you worried about your assets, Carrie? I think Carrie's muted again.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
No, he's coming after the assets. Okay. At first I got turned on. You know, people said that I was flirting with him and I was in love with him and he was going to be my marriage counselor and all that stuff. There's a lot of goofy people on the internet. So yeah, I got a little wet in the taint when I thought he said he was coming after my ass. By the way, that's a joke.
You've already provided him everything. Mm-hmm. Every fucking podcaster, every fucking video they're doing, specific audio clips. Oh yeah.
Well, how do I avoid that? Because I personally do not want to get caught up in litigation. I really don't.
Well, I guess what? Then now's your opportunity for the future to cease and desist anything that has to do with me or that ties me, that fucking slanders my name in some sort of way. I'm telling you right now, I'm doing exactly as my lawyer said. He has told me to warn anybody that fucking tries to approach or tries to continue doing videos all over the fucking media. And guess what? Do your shit. You want to continue, go ahead. But I promise you, you're not, like, what you've already done, you're not going to have fucking assets or property as you needed this. I promise you.
Okay, so for what I have done, I'm not going to have any assets or property. I really don't know the difference between assets or property. I'm not a gold miner. Can someone explain that to me? Assets or property? Seth the Welsh says, sounds like you need to file charges on him for threatening you. Yeah, let's take a vote on that. Should I call my local PD and tell them that a suspect in an abduction and murder threatened me? Anybody? 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 Thank you, Seth the Welsh. Love that name, by the way. Stacy, thank you for the super sticker. She said, Brooks, I just love you. It's because I said taint.
So you might as well fucking just stop where you're at before you make shit worse. Because I promise you, my lawyer has already told me to warn people this is not going to be good for you.
It's
I'd
just so
advise you from
sad.
here on
It's
out-
just so sad that it has come to that. And that you're having to
Well,
waste this energy on
then-
stupid things
And
like
guess what?
like you said, my stupid
Maybe
little
you should cut-
podcast. When I mean, honestly, I mean,
Your
I wish
podcast- your
you.
podcast,
Mhm.
your podcasting is pathetic.
Oh, you're right.
Sit
No,
there
you
and
got
run your
that
mouth
right.
Just like you do, just like
He's so mad at you, Brooks.
God, he's mad. I sat there and I took an ass chewing for like 30 minutes. Do you guys have time for the rest of the ass chewing I got from Stacy?
I
Seems-
do. I want to hear this.
Yep.
Does he have an attorney on that case?
Imaginary attorney.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, where does he have money to come up with a case like this anyway?
He doesn't have money for Jimmy John's.
No, he doesn't.
And that's his favorite. I couldn't believe when I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll send you some lunch or whatever. And he wanted 2 foot longs and not like the small bag of chips. I'm talking like the family size and a 2 liter. I was like, all right, enjoy.
you do fucking the Summer Wells shit and all this other shit. You run all your shit off of speculation.
You're right. No, you got, okay. Right there. He is definitely watching what I don't want anyone to feel intimidated, so I'm going to go ahead and say what I do. He goes, just like what you do with Summer Wells. Well, what am I supposed to do? When Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says they can't rule out foul play and they can't clear the parents, exactly. What am I supposed to say? All good's in the hood and she'll just wander back up the hill? No, doesn't work that way. He's watching. Look at that. Susan, we ain't scared. Mm-mm. Do you find that to be a little creepy, Carrie?
I think this whole call is creepy from the get-go. Truly, I do. I don't know if I'd report it. Possibly so, considering what he possibly has done. I just might. But yeah, it's creepy. It's very angry, and I understand. You know, like if he thinks he did nothing wrong at all, he has no knowledge of anything to do with Michael being missing or anything about it, then I could totally understand the frustration and the anger.
Mhm.
But the truth is, he's already said in this call he knows way more than you do.
Mhm.
What is it that he knows?
Mhm.
And
That's
in
what
that case, it's kind of hard to, get upset with people for discussing the case. I would beg of him to imagine what Brandy and Tyler and their daughter go through every single minute of every day. If he thinks his life is so difficult right now, imagine what they've been going through for 3 years.
I 100% agree. You took the words right out of my mouth. And, he's pretty safe right now. I can say this with all honesty. We live in a little town outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And basically, we have one detective and a few deputies, and they're all getting ready for the Christmas parade on Saturday. Okay?
You have a detective?
One.
Oh, we don't, girl. We don't even have that. We have a police chief, and he double duties for the butcher next over. So our town's pretty dang small too.
I know. And our detective is the preacher at the First Baptist Church here.
That's too funny. Yeah, in small towns, I wouldn't come messing around for sure. I just wouldn't do that. Even when we're saying there's only one detective or one police officer, but yeah, I wouldn't bring anything to the small towns like this for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to bother them. No,
Nope.
not when we got Christmas parade time coming up.
Right.
He might. I mean, if it puts him back in jail, but the thing is, I don't want to mess with Michael's case. And with Stacey out and the people he can talk to in the free world might help Michael more than him being in jail. So
I agree.
you get a free pass today, but no Jimmy John's for you. Got that
No,
right.
Just like you do fucking the Summer Wells shit and all this other shit. You run all your shit off of speculation, but guess what? Speculation is different than fucking slandering somebody's name. Than fucking accusing somebody based off of a fucking assumption. Because some fucking person ran a fucking taxi company in fucking Fruitland. You guys don't even have the funniest fucking clue. No, really, you guys. And I don't give a fuck about the podcaster world. Because guess what? I'm doing me. I'm doing me and me only. And I don't give a fuck.
Well, he is doing him, and he is doing him only because, well, I mean, nobody wants to jump on that pogo stick. All right? Let's be honest. He is at the homeless shelter. He is just sitting in the soup line. Horrible place to be. But I will give him that. He is doing himself.
So consider this your very fucking last and final warning. I advise you highly to refrain from here on out of any information you publish over fucking YouTube. Because trust me, I'm watching it very fucking closely.
Okay.
I get notifications, I get alerts, and trust me, just remember, you can always block me from one, but remember, I always have access to get in from another way. Just like y'all had my fucking phone hacked and you posted all my fucking shit all over the fucking media.
Now, this confused me. I don't know how to hack phones. Do we have any phone hackers in here? Is anyone in here a phone hacker? Seth the Welsh, you need to get a membership, my friend. You'll love our members. Seth the Welsh said, final warning, yet he tried to call you. Final warning. Final warning. I see you. Stacey, why are you in a homeless shelter? Oh, because your mom doesn't even want to be around you. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're scared. True Crime Beat said, oh, he subbed. Yeah, he says he has multiple accounts. And he'll figure out a way. Do y'all hear that? Yeah. Listen to that again.
I always have access to get in from another way. Just like y'all had my fucking phone hacked and you posted all my fucking shit all over the fucking media.
Do what?
Ain't stupid about that either. Don't even
someone hacked your phone? Listen, I don't have any hacking skills.
No, you won't fucking know about that. As soon as I gave you guys my fucking phone number, you guys went all the way through and fucking posted all my fucking photos and all my fucking videos.
That was from your Facebook that you shared.
No. That wasn't from my Facebook. That was a fucking screen sharing that you guys literally slowed down when I was purposely going through it fucking fast enough to try to avoid it. You guys edited it, and one person fucking did it. I believe it started with Crime Sleuthman.
Oh, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that person
is. You know exactly
is.
who that is from Crime Sleuthman.
No, I don't know who that is.
The reality is, hey, I'm advising you. I promise you, it's not going to look good. I'm giving you your fucking warning. What's already going to come to you is going to come. Do not make your situation worse. If you want to avoid any more litigation than what's about to happen to you, I'd advise you to stop.
Okay. All right. So,
I know you took his advice. I know you did. I know you thought long and hard on all this last night.
I could barely sleep. Tell you what, it was horrible. Horrible. Taking advice from Stacey. Go ahead, Carrie. Cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was thinking the same thing. Taking advice from Stacey. I hope you took his advice. I think, just keep talking, Stacey. Keep talking. And, yeah, he's very, he's very threatening, but he's also, like, delusional thinking. I mean, are you really hacking into phones?
Well, no, I don't remember half my passwords.
Right, me either. I can
mean,
barely get in my own
They
damn phone.
so they can tell me how to get into shit. Ilyanka said, Brooks, I bet your hacking abilities are as good as mine. 0. Yeah. Uh-huh. He said that Cat was hacking into his shit last year. Well, earlier in this year. And I'm like, no. Nobody's hacking into your prepaid phone. No offense to anyone who has a prepaid phone. I have a prepaid phone because I can't stand those bills. US Cellular was killing me. What phone plan do you have, Carrie?
I have AT&T.
Okay, well, they're probably better, but US Cellular was killing me. Whoa, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the bill every month.
I would advise you.
And let me advise you, if you have issues with these podcasts and they are saying things that aren't factually based, your lawyer needs to sue YouTube.
No, YouTube doesn't get sued. Sorry.
Oh, are you kidding
YouTube
me?
doesn't hold any of.
It happens. It happens all the time. Look at that. Look at that podcaster, Critical K.
Correct.
The family of Christian Andrecchio.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Listen, it don't work like that. You guys are individual fucking podcasters.
But we're employed.
We
get a 1099 from YouTube, so you need to sue YouTube.
Trust me. I already know what I need to do. Okay, I've already covered my bases. Little do you guys know that I have a lot of lawyer fucking experience and knowledge, so I know how to file my own shit. Okay. And yes, I do have a lawyer. And trust me, I've already exercised every fucking round. Not only am I going after YouTube, I'm going after all of the fucking podcasters involved.
Uh-huh.
So I promise you, from here on out, I would advise you. I already know what steps I need to take, and I already have.
Uh-huh.
I would advise you from here on out to stop. Any future fucking videos, anything that can simply be said that fucking defames my character or slanders my name, or causes me any mental anguish or suffering or pains, or anything that could cause me loss of wages, I suggest and advise you to stop.
Okay, well, can I ask you this small favor?
Here on out, no, listen to me. I'm not done yet.
Uh-huh.
From here on out.
Okay, that's a real punch in the gut when you hear Stacy Wandera talking about anything that causes him mental anguish. Let's not forget he is a suspect in the abduction of Michael Vaughn. If any of you saw the show yesterday, I'm hoping all of you did. If not, go catch it. Can you think about Michael's family and their mental anguish? That's where I was really losing it. But here I said, can I ask you a favor? Listen to him.
After this phone call, we're done. I have given you fair warning. I've given you final warning. You are not my friend. You are an enemy. I do not give two fucks about you. The only reason I gave you a fucking phone number to call is so I could give you a fucking verbal warning.
Mm-hmm.
Because the next step's going to be a more intense warning, a more intense filing.
Okay.
I promise you, from what's already happened and what's going to come.
Okay.
You are not my friend, Brooks.
No, I get that. I'm evil. I get that.
No, you were.
Can I ask you a favor? Can I ask you a favor? I plan to do a show tomorrow.
No, no. Nope.
Well,
do not ever ask that. I will never on your fucking podcast.
No, we are in trouble. I'm planning to do a show tomorrow. He went, nope. And here I am with another podcaster who does great work, by the way. If somebody could drop Carrie's link in here, I would love it. Sorry, I didn't do that before. He goes, nope. Yet here we are.
It's funny. He says you can't sue YouTube, and then he goes on to say he's suing YouTube. And also, you need to make really sure that you do not cause him to lose any of his wages. That's really important here.
Yeah. What wages? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
What wages? This is Carrie Moody True Crime. This is her channel. Let's everyone, as we're shaking in our boots, please go subscribe. Check her out because she's awesome, or she wouldn't be here. I didn't mean you coming on. I didn't mean you coming on.
No.
Michael's mother has asked people to keep his name out and just go through the facts. Now, your name comes up in all the articles.
Listen, go through the facts. But I promise you, I'm going to take that video that you're fucking doing too, and I'm going to fucking just add it to my fucking portfolio. So you best watch what you say. If it has to do with any slandering, anything that defames me as a person, my business, my place of residence, anything that has to do with my fucking name, if it destroys me or if it fucking takes away from who I am as a person, you best fucking keep it out of your fucking mouth. I'm telling you this. I am a very nice person, but I do not play anymore. I fed into your fucking bullshit way too fucking much before. I thought I initially thought I could trust somebody like you. I was very, very wrong.
Well, you can, because what you need to do is you need to say what Brandon did.
No, Brandon and Sarah weren't even home with me that night. Guess what? And I'll stand up.
Sarah and Brandon weren't even home, is what he said.
Right.
Y'all were seen. But he said to keep his name out of his mouth, out of our mouths.
Hardest job tonight, Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's going to be me. Keep my name out of your mouth. Everyone's trembling. No one can believe it. If you would become Brandon did.
No, Brandon and Sarah weren't even home with me that night. Guess what? And I'll stand up for them fucking too.
Okay, let's talk about this. I know there's a lot going on. He said he will stand up for Sarah and Brandon. He said they weren't even home that night. Yet he has said the three of them left together around 6:30, saw a child that resembles Michael, who was in a neighbor's yard, didn't even know what yard. When I see children outside playing, I do not know if they're visiting a friend, unless it's the neighbor like right across from me. I know he lives there. That's it. But he knew that that child did not belong at that house. He said he stopped to put in power steering fluid. From there, they went to Kuna to tow back the POS Mercedes-Benz. Wouldn't it make more sense to work on it and get it going there as opposed to towing it back to Fruitland? It was a decoy. It was deflection. So they leave around 6:30. I'm just going to give a rough estimate. They get back after 11 p.m. But now he's saying he will stand up for Sarah and Brandon anytime. Sounds to me like the main suspects are Sarah, Brandon, and Stacey.
That's certainly how you could take it.
You need to say what Brandon did.
No,
You
Brandon
need- you-
and Sarah weren't even home with me that night. Guess what? And I'll stand up for them fucking too.
If
I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna tell
would
me
become an
to stand
informant
up
for
for
the
it.
FBI,
Guess what?
it would
Guess
be
what?
done for you.
Guess what? Guess what? I have already spoke to Brandon's lawyer, who ironically is also representing is on a fucking retainer. Okay, he has given me all the information I fucking need. That has confirmed every fucking story that I've told and every story that Sarah's told. I don't give a fuck. Okay, you're not gonna tell me. You know, the Brandon this, Brandon. And guess what? I know exactly where we were that whole fucking day. And you ain't gonna say anything that's gonna fucking change that. Are we clear? I'm done.
No,
From here
crystal
on out,
clear.
you were to have no more contact with me. No, listen. From here on out, you were to have no other contact with me.
Hey, what are
I'm
you
giving
having?
you a fair warning if you continue.
What are you having
No,
for
there's no
lunch
question.
today?
It doesn't matter. We're not making conversation. We're not friends.
Mm.
I'm telling you, from here on out, no more contact. Do not fucking post anything stupid on your little fucking podcast. If it has anything, the slightest fucking thing that destroys my fucking name or my legacy or my fucking me being as a person, keep it out of your fucking mouth.
His legacy.
His legacy, his portfolio.
Portfolio and his legacy. If it destroys my legacy, oh, I have a feeling I know what your so-called legacy is going to be. His legacy. What the hell, Carrie?
What does he say about the dogs hitting in their backyard?
Just same as, Chris Proudfoot and, Don Wells, stupid dogs, fake dogs, that type of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't have to do with, if it has anything to do with other than me as a person or destroying me, go ahead, talk freely. But keep my name and anything that has to associate with me, Sarah or Brandon, out of your fucking mouth.
Okay. Anything associated with Stacy, Brandon, or Sarah out of our effing mouths. Okay. Google Michael Vaughn, Idaho. You are going to see several names. You're going to see several names. Cat said, like anything you could say could destroy his name, he does it every time he opens his fat, brainless mouth. No fat shaming, that really hurts his feelings. Now listen, he's very protective of Sarah and Brandon. In my opinion, from what he is saying, it's the three of them. The love triangle is working together. Now listen when I ask him about Adrian. What about
At this point in
Adrian?
time,
What about Adrian?
I don't speak for fucking Adrian. I don't know him. I don't give a fuck about him, okay? And I'm not answering questions to you.
No, I
Nor
just
am
said,
I
what about
obligated
him?
to.
You're only mentioning Sarah and Brandon.
No, guess what? Guess what? It's irrelevant. You're not a fucking detective. Quit trying to play detective.
No.
I've already answered people.
Mhm.
Okay? You're not going to fucking show you, and I'm not playing this game with you. I am telling you right now, quit. Quit trying to push it. Trying to fucking get answers because it ain't going to fucking happen. You may have got over on me before. It ain't happening again. I promise you.
I mean, I just let Crisco Biscuits talk. So, why is he saying all of a sudden that Adrian is irrelevant? Is Adrian irrelevant to law enforcement since he's still a named suspect? But he says he has answers and he has way more information than we'll ever know. That sounds like an admission to guilt to me.
It does. What more does he possibly have that you don't already? Doesn't make any sense. Unless.
I don't know, but I'd be pooping my britches, worried about what the FBI, Idaho Search and Rescue, Fruitland, all the authorities have. And I'd be very worried about the next grand jury. I'd be very worried about when Mike Duke finally decides to go forward. Mommy T, is he still in jail? Nope, he's out. He's in a homeless shelter. Living his best life, according to him.
I'm done.
Hun, all
think
you
I'm
did
gonna
was
let my foot off? I'm not.
was talk. You told your story about the
Yeah,
day.
correct. And all you fucking did is take my story and slander the fuck out of it. Don't think you didn't. Don't think there's any justification to what you fucking did. It was right.
Mm-hmm. Well,
There's
I don't
reason
edit
for what
anything,
you
and that
did.
can be
Nor
easily
is there-
proven. I want people to tell
Nor-
their story. I don't edit.
Guess what?
I mean, my
Guess
goodness,
what?
you
Guess
were
what?
on the
And fact-
news with that woman, and they edited a lot out of your interview. You told me that yourself. I don't edit
Guess
anything.
what?
I just let people
Guess
talk.
what? I'm trying to play the fucking victim, Brooks. You
I'm
know
not trying to
damn
play
well
the
what you
victim.
did.
The only victim in this
Really?
right now, I mean, you're saying you, but there's a little boy missing. The victim is Michael Vaughn. Stacy is saying he has way more information.
Okay, guess what? Put two and two together. Get the fucking clue. There's a reason they haven't brought charges against us. But y'all so fucking oblivious to shit. You guys are a little fucking all caught up in your little fucking drama, fucking little world of fucking YouTube podcasts. Guess what? I promise you, you either stop or shit's gonna get really bad for you in the long.
Okay, so he said either I stop or shit's going to get really bad for me. Carrie, what do you think is going to get bad for me here in Glenpool, Oklahoma?
Yeah, probably not a whole lot.
Mhm.
A lot of empty threats going on here, but he's definitely mad about something he does not want to be talked about.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
Shit's going to get bad, Carrie.
Yeah.
I don't like shit. No way.
I promise you, you either stop or shit's gonna get really bad for you in the long run. You and Josh Labs and everybody else that fucking little faggot for all or whatever you want to fucking call him. I don't give.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I don't,
Wow.
I cannot believe this. We don't, we use the F word as in F-U-C-K because sometimes we don't have a better adjective. But the names that he calls my friend Justin really upset me. Okay. Do you have any gay friends, Carrie? I mean, we all do. Okay. I'm still fighting with my friend Rob that stole a yellow scarf from me because it was better on him. Okay. We do not go around calling my friend Justin that name.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty.
Guess what? I promise you, you either stop or shit's gonna get really bad for you in the long run. You and Josh Labs and everybody else that fucking little faggot for all or whatever you want to fucking call him. I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
I call it as I see it. I call it out as the facts. Y'all sit there and fucking take something that's that's somebody's fucking story and you fucking destroy it. You talk shit about them. Not only do you do one video though, you do hundreds of fucking videos thinking that, oh yeah, it's okay. Oh, my shit don't stink. Guess what? Your shit stinks. Okay?
Well, let
You
me
ain't no
ask
fucking angel.
you a question.
I heard about you. No question. No, not doing it.
No, it's not about Michael,
Don't
but I
think
mean,
anything
do you think
No,
it's
I
unfair
don't-
that Michael's family says, I want to keep his case going?
Okay, we're concluding this conversation. I'm not talking about this. It's not talking about it. I'm not talking about the case. You're not going to fucking get answers out of me. And in fact, I'm going to get off the phone. So I suggest right now, at this date and time, on fucking December the 3rd or the 4th.
Today's the 4th,
Exactly.
and it is 11 o'clock a.m. my
Today at
time.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, yeah, true. 10 o'clock Mountain Time for me. We cease and desist all fucking phone calls. Do not contact me.
Uh-huh.
And do not, and I mean, do not post anything on YouTube or any of the fucking social media platforms that defames me as a person or slanders my name or Sarah or Brandon. Do not contact me again. Lose my fucking number.
Now, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why are you so protective of Brandon? I understand you're still in love with Sarah. Why are you protective of Brandon, knowing what he did to you? Yeah, there that went. Yeah, he hung up. He hung up like a little bitch or like a fat bitch. When I said, I know you're still in love with Sarah, but why are you protecting Brandon after what he did to you? Pam Davidson said that's a lot of verbiage to say no contact.
Right. Yeah, I agree with Christina Laskin. She said, if Stacey, if Brandon or Adrian sings, you are screwed. And it'll happen. It will happen.
Christina Alaska, who I call Madam Secretary, said I'm late. When was this call? Yesterday, 11 a.m. my time. Let's look at a couple of new videos that Brandy has been nice enough to share with us.
Love you, monkey.
Oh. You take pictures, Mama? Peace. Love.
Love, monkey.
Love, monkey.
Love you, monkey.
Oh. You take pictures, Mama? Peace. Love.
Love, monkey.
Love, monkey.
Tough. Very tough.
You know, Stacey could actually, with some jail time, which, you know, he would more than likely get, he could be the hero here and he could start cooperating.
Sure
with
could.
Law enforcement, and he could call up his buddy Brandon, who's not in jail. His violation of probation, one of the issues was him talking to Brandon.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So call him up. Call him up. Wear a wire.
This guy wants to pass me. I'm not. Man. Come back here. Come back here, man. No.
Buggy. What are you doing?
I'm playing this monkey and monkey just won the green Lamborghini with the thing.
Sweet, sweet, sweet babies. Sweet family. Again, there are 4 suspects. The family is not a focus, but I mean, I would say that Buggy and Brandy say it the best before we go. Which one?
That one. That one for monkey and that one for me.
That's for you.
We better keep him safe, okay?
Okay. I see a Wilming.
Bloom?
Yeah. Me and that monkey car.
And what do you see if you see Monkey's car?
Yeah. And he's that way or that way. So which way?
You like that one?
He's getting closer.
Oh, Marshmallow.
You're sad about Monkey?
I am very sad about Monkey, my love.
Yeah, me too. I miss him.
I miss him so
Hey,
much.
let's draw him a picture.
Yeah, let's draw him pictures. More pictures? Lots of them?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, let's throw a picture at him and put it on the sidewalk. He see it.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. I make a sign for him. I make a mermaid. He loves mermaids.
He loves mermaids. Okay. All right, well, let's go get the chalks. Mommy's got to go get them.
Bless it.
What can you even say? What can you even say? Well, listen, everybody, I want to give a huge round of CLL applause to our great friend, Carrie Moody True Crime. I hope everybody went over there and subscribed. She is super awesome, super good friend, and a super okie. Everybody, round of applause. Well, thank you for the great conversation and going through that insane phone call with me. If you want me to send you the version without me stopping and saying anything, I can certainly do it. I do feel horrible for Josh from the lab. I feel horrible for Justin. I do. These are nasty, nasty people, and there's really nothing we can do with nasty people. I mean, what do you do with nasty people, Carrie?
There's not much you can do.
Hmm.
And I do just want to say thank you so much for having me, first of all, and your chat has been wonderful, and I appreciate them. It's such a sad story, truly sad, and and thank you so much for sending me the card, Brooks. That meant a lot. But your chat might not know that I did recently lose my own daughter, my oldest, in a car crash, a horrific car crash at that, just a couple of weeks ago. And Brooks actually caught it on the news when it happened, and I had to learn the details through news articles in the following days. I still don't know everything, but the reason I bring that up is when I look at Brandy, I've always seen that pain in her eyes. Now I feel that pain right along with her. You just can't avoid seeing the pain with her. And my situation is different. I know where my child is. I absolutely cannot fathom not knowing for 3.5 years. I just can't. And I want the family to know that I love them. I adore them. I'm thinking of them. And I just pray that they get justice and Monkey is brought home just as quickly as possible.
Quickly as possible. And yes, I did see I shouldn't say it, that's a horrible thing to say, the accident on the news. And I saw a few hours later on Facebook and I was like, oh no. And I instantly reached out to you. And so yes, our community sent you a card and asked if we could do more. And all you just kept saying no, just pray, pray, pray. And I can tell you right now, people here have definitely been praying.
Very much appreciated. I said last night on my show, getting through something so horrible, just having the community, the kind messages, the kind thoughts, It does get overwhelming at times, and I'm sure Brandy could understand what I'm saying. But it truly does help us, and your kind words, you just never know how far they're going to go with somebody at that moment. And so let's just all keep that in mind. But definitely thank you all so very much. Thank you, Brooks. I appreciate you. I love you. I love your sense of humor. It's very much like mine, although I don't let mine show quite as much yet. I still feel kind of a newbie to the live thing, but I love you. I love your chat. Love your show. Thank you so much.
Love you too, girlfriend. Love our mod squad. Love the best chat, best community on these horrible, mean YouTube streets. And I guess I'm going to have to go and find a box to crawl into or something.
Better get your attorney.
Better get me an attorney. Better do something because Stacy Wandra is after me again. You guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will see you back here tomorrow. God bless.
You all. Bye-bye.